we were already on. Ooh. Are we on now? Okay. Get the music cut off, so I wasn't sure. Football to the F words.
We're here.
We're here. It's me and Stoney. We got actual sort of football to talk about.
We do.
We got producer Rojo behind the glass, Ross Johnston.
Oh,
Rojo?
I like that.
You like that, Rojo?
That's a good one.
Mojo Rojo.
Mojo Rojo in the building.
Mojo Rojo in the building.
That is not a thing.
Yeah?
We can make it a thing.
Yeah, I mean, and also Ross is going to be producing Cover 2 on Fridays temporarily while Jackson's fulfilling duties for MAGA FM. So,
man,
wild stuff
Getting
on old Super Talk WTN today. I just want to say they had a conspiracy theorist on, and it got a little wild.
do we want to start having a weekly segment to kick off the show?
Like a Matt Murphy. What the fuck did Matt Murphy do this week?
I love that idea.
Flipped off his producer.
Yeah, Jackson's in the chat. Jay Wills is in the chat.
Shout out Jay Wills.
He's got
Shout
FOMO.
out
He's
Jay
just
Wills.
down there. He'll probably pop in, sit in that
gotta-
chair over there, the cuck chair over there in the corner.
The cuck chair in the corner.
Well, here's a little segment. Let's talk about dreams.
Yeah, I've had some.
You've had some
Fucked up
fucked up dreams. I think you kind of offended Bert. Maybe
I
hurt
offended
Bert.
I
Maybe
just
hurt. Yeah, I
thought-
think you hurt him because he hurt you, and now he in your dream, and now he
Yeah.
feels like, does he come off that way? That
No.
he's a mean old boy.
I think Bert manifested this way in my dream because he's one of my favorite people.
Oh,
And so when you.
I've noticed that you've had a dream about Bert and also about Aura. I'm a little hurt. I am hurt that you have not dreamed about me.
I feel like I had some dreams about us in Mobile.
Mm.
Wait, no. That's gonna come across weird. There was. I actually turned a poem into it. As a matter of fact,
Okay.
I don't know if you read the one about Death scraping her fingernail on the window while I was trying to sleep. And then the end of the poem is Death telling me, your time is not now, we'll meet down the road. That was an actual dream I had, but I went into the room to go to sleep after we came back from a Senior Bowl press conference.
Was it down the road at Winsel's? Is that where Death is going to meet you?
Yeah,
down the
maybe.
road at Winsel's?
But yeah, in dreams, like the people that are really important to you tend to manifest themselves in those kind of roles.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm feeling a little threatened by Bert right now.
Well, I had this dream that I went on the radio. I don't even know what show it was. I think he was doing Buck's show, and Buck and Lucas were gone, and he was just having people on like, hey, call in for 20 minutes and we'll do the show that way. And I just remember I had something wrong with my audio. And in the dream, I didn't go into this level of detail, but in the dream, I went back and listened to my audio after Bert chewed me out, and I was talking fine, but there was this noise that was like, woo, 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 from my phone. And so I was like, oh man, my audio is bad. But Bert just dog cussed me in this dream on the air, was like, you're supposed to be like, you're on the radio now. You take this seriously. Like, your audio fucking sucks. You fucking suck at this. You're supposed to be a professional. And I was like telling him on the air, like, hey man, like, we're on the air. You just said the F word on the air. Like, do you want to talk about this later? Let's talk about the Titans. He's like, no, I don't want to talk about it later. You're unprofessional. You don't know what you're talking about. You suck at this. And then I started crying on the air. And it was so crazy. And so I think what it is it speaks to my my desire to earn Bert's approval, but also that imposter syndrome that sometimes you struggle with. And then I had a dream last night that my wife left me. So
Is it because your microphone wasn't working?
It was something else wasn't working maybe, but I've been going through it in the dreamscape this week for some reason. I don't know.
Going through hell.
Yeah, I've been eating a lot of spicy food. It's that habanero.
That's what it is. I've been asking, what you've been eating.
Well, I'm just now realizing it. It's that
See you, Joseph.
Pickled habanero garlic from Buc-ee's. I've been slamming I slammed like 4 of them before bed
Pickled
last night.
habaneros?
Pickled habanero garlic. Little garlic cloves in a jar with a habanero pepper.
And it's wait.
What's up with garlic? You're not supposed to eat garlic right before bed?
Well, unless you are afraid of vampires coming in and mouth kissing you.
I hope vampires come in and mouth kiss me in the middle of the night. I would love to be a vampire.
I mean, yeah, well, garlic is kind of got a spicy element to it too. So you're getting
yeah.
spicy on spicy.
Yeah. So it just dawned on me. And the night that I had the dream about Bert, I had eaten like 3 pieces of the hot honey pizza from No Free Shoutouts, an established brewery in the area that burned my tummy up a little bit. I tooted. It felt like I put a match to my butthole, you know?
Yeah, I get it. Sometimes I have dreams, but I can't really remember what they are. I'm not a big vivid dreamer,
I tried
guess.
to, since we're just totally fucking weird to start the show,
Yeah, well,
I tried.
that's
They
normal.
say like if you start journaling about your dreams, like right when you wake up, you write them down. That's how you start lucid dreaming, is like controlling your dream and being active in it. And
so why
all
didn't
that.
you control the dream to make your microphone work?
I don't know. I wasn't even talking into a microphone. I called in from my phone. There's something malfunctioning.
Now
on
we
my
know
phone.
why your microphone wasn't working, because you still got an iPhone 4 over there.
Yeah. So
All right, Android.
Well, I mean, look at his phone is literally 15 years old, I think.
it is. Yeah, it's an iPhone 8. It's
Yeah.
legit an iPhone 8. I still
iPhone
got
8.
the button.
So
I got the button.
you be quiet in there, Rojo.
Mojo Rojo.
Mojo Rojo.
Shout out Coach
Stoney
Wilson's
watches
back.
videos in 140p. still.
Yes. Yeah.
Fun development. People send me videos now, and I can't play them.
Oh, well, that's good.
I press play, and nothing happens on my.
A guy
phone,
that
so-
is known for watching film can't watch film.
Yeah, well, I got my computer still.
There you go.
Shout out to Coach Wills. Coach Wills is back, by the way. He's in the chat.
Yeah, he says, fellas, it's been a while. Just tuned in and we're talking about vampires. Well, you know.
Well, it's better than what we were talking
It's
about.
like he
before the
never
show went
left.
Live.
Yeah, it's like he never left.
Don't do it.
Yeah. Yeah, we that one would get us fired if we were talking about whatever we were talking about beforehand. Hulk Hogan died. Any thoughts?
Oh man, I don't want to say anything that'll get me in trouble.
Well, just don't say what he said. But there you go. Because we're both wrestling fans.
Yeah,
you know,
I will say-
always hate when someone dies, but you know,
Yeah.
whatever.
I mean,
My
listen,
mom just sent me a text like, "Oh, I'm so sorry to hear Hulk Hogan down." Like he was my friend or something. I'm like, because she just knows I like wrestling.
yeah, he is. He does not have the most sterling reputation.
Did you see Ric Flair's video?
Yeah, and I love that he worked in a. He's not as good as Ricky Steamboat.
But also, he looked like he got the shit kicked out of him by somebody.
Yeah, that's Ric Flair these days.
Yeah.
Man. That's Ric Flair.
Just waking up, getting the shit kicked out of you.
Yeah. I will say, like, yeah, I was a big Hulk Hogan fan when I was a kid. And the Hollywood Hogan run was pretty cool.
Yeah.
So there is that part of me that's like nostalgic for my childhood, but yeah, like all the
Never
bad
meet
shit.
your heroes, I guess.
Never
or-
meet your heroes, yeah.
even though we never met them, but like never meet your heroes.
No. Don't let me forget. Let's talk about that off air.
What? Never meet your heroes?
Yes.
Okay.
I can't talk about it on the
Okay.
air, but I got a story for you.
Okay. Let's talk about Traylon Burks. Are you
Leading the show, the first Titans related topic, Traylon Burks.
Yeah, I am sick of it.
Yeah, I just did this big study on the 2024 offense.
Yeah.
It's up on Stacking the Inbox, and one of my primary takeaways that I DM'd to you guys, I put it in last week's Sobros mailbag because somebody asked me for like a spicy take that nobody's talking about, and the first thing that comes to mind is like, Traylon Burks is not going to be on this team.
Yeah, and I don't think that's spicy. Speaking of, we never really
It's
got around
spicy
to
the TV people in the market.
Well, that's for sure. We never really got around to, but you said that you hope you never have to watch Traylon Burks and Josh Wiley in this offense ever again.
Yeah, well, it's frustrating to see things bog down the offense because I still maintain this idea that the scheme works. There were plays left on the field last year, and there were times like guys just couldn't. It was like they were running through quicksand.
Yeah.
And their utilization of Traylon Burks last year was kind of funky too because he really did just like run a lot of go routes.
Well, that's what Vrabel ended up doing. Remember, there was that joke that Traylon Burks was so out of shape and fat that Vrabel just decided that I'm just going to send him on go routes and use conditioning that way.
And like there's a play I wrote about that's going to be up on Stack in the Inbox tomorrow where they run mesh with a running back underneath it. And Burks is one of the wide receivers that runs the mesh, and like he can't get across the field and get to his block quick enough. Now, the play's blown up because Josh Wiley and Burks kind of run into each other. Wiley's trying to run the go route, and Burks is trying to break in. Or maybe Boyd is trying to break in. Burks is coming from the other side. And they kind of run into each other. I don't know whose fault it was.
A lot of this offense had an issue of people running into each other.
Yeah, it did. And so I'm just watching it. I'm like, man, like even if that linebacker is taken care of, Burks is not going to get to that block in time to seal the edge for Tyjae Spears. So it's like you can see the vision. Where it's like, man, if you have more speed running that concept, then you can get a big play out of it.
If Elikiah Manor was in that play for Burks,
I would put, Elikiah Manor and
going in to seal the edge for Tyjae Spears
and Chimray DK. Get a little speed. Maybe the mesh works. Maybe one of those guys springs open. You throw to it. If not, throw it underneath Tyjae Spears. Blocking on the outside, man. Calvin Ridley's not the most dominant guy, but like, I don't know who else you would put out there.
But I guess maybe want to use my platform real quick for people to understand. Even if there is some outside chance Traylon Burks makes this team, it is 0.01%. I would say that it is very, very, very unlikely because he is currently running with the threes.
Okay, I was going to ask if you were allowed to say.
Well, I said it on air earlier, so I guess I could go ahead and say it now.
Committed to it now, yeah. So he's running with the third unit right now.
I would say this. If you were to look at the top 6 wide receivers that you and I listed for our final 53, it was Calvin Ridley, Van Jefferson, Tyler Lockett.
Mm-hmm.
There's a pause there for a reason.
Mm-hmm.
Then it is Elikiah Manor, Chimray DK, and Bryce Oliver.
Yeah.
And then I would say the guys on the outside looking in after 2 pauses. Let's go to now the third set of guys.
Okay.
Mason Kinsey and Traylon Burks and who was the third guy?
Was it it wasn't Jaquan Jackson.
Restrepo?
It was Jaquan Jackson.
Was Jaquan Jackson.
And then I would do a pause.
Okay.
And then I would say you're looking at some combination of Colton Dow, who did not practice today, but practiced yesterday, Xavier Restrepo, TJ Sheffield, and the fourth guy I'm just forgetting. James Prochet.
James Prochet.
In fact, James Prochet may have been in the third, actually.
Working his way up the ladder already.
It may have been James Prochet, Colton Dow, and Mason Kinsey, and then maybe Jaquan Jackson was in that last group. But either way, I would say there are 2 distinct important groups at the top if you were to make a 53-man roster.
I'm glad you said that because one of the things I wrote down that I meant to actually ask you before we started recording was like, are we allowed to talk about how they're running things basically as we said they would at the wide receiver position?
They're pretty much running this as what we kind of thought throughout the whole team for the most part.
I just think that's a feather in our cap.
Yeah, I think it is. I would say that those 6 seem very secure. Those first 6 tiers, or the 2 tiers of 3, the first 2 tiers of 3 are very secure in their job. I don't think that there's any chance that outside of injury that they're not going to be on this team in the final 53.
Okay.
Then it comes down to that mess of a tier that, like James Prochet, I know he dropped the ball on air. He dropped the ball today. He has not looked good, so I would not count him in.
Did you get a look at who's returning?
There was no returning yesterday. Do not know if there was any returning today.
Okay, gotcha. I'm just curious if that would be something that would help a guy like Prochet.
But we got Chimray DK.
Restrepo.
You know what I'm saying? Like
that's who I think is going to get the job. But I just didn't know. Like, I don't know. Maybe it's an advantage for a guy like Prochet over somebody like Colton Dowell or something like that.
I would say this. Oh, Colton Dowell's not on this team either.
Yeah.
Rest in peace, Colton Dowell. Rest in peace, Traylon Burks, Josh Wiley,
Jaquan
likely Xavier Strepo. I don't know. I don't. I forgot to ask Blaine today because he went to training camp today.
Mm-hmm.
I thought Jaquan Jackson looked pretty good yesterday.
Dude, that would be sick. That would be an awesome development if he started turning it around.
I do think that he looked pretty good. I mean, again, we're talking 7th wide receiver good,
Yeah.
but still 7th wide receiver good for someone who looked like they were dead in the water. It's. I would say this: if Xavier Restrepo had to walk to get on this roster, he would have to walk maybe 2 country miles at this point.
Okay.
And here's the thing. I approached this kind of like watching like we watch Senior Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
And this, first off, I like watching in the stands, not on the field. I wish they had a stands or something where I could watch on. So I wish I had a better view up top. But pretty much everybody's kind of like, where's Restrepo? Where's he at? I mean, you could see his thick thighs. I mean, he's got tree trunk thighs probably as big as yours. I mean, they are huge.
For reference for everybody.
Yeah.
I don't know if you can't really
Remember,
see
it's
him on the
this,
screen.
it's this camera.
You can't see.
Gotcha.
I could maybe try and put them up.
Yeah. I mean, they're thick thighs. I mean, they're
Yeah.
probably 5 C's thick.
That might get us kicked off the stream.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
They're 5 C's thick. But you remember when Blaine, when we first started talking about Xavier Restrepo, he feels like he was built like a running back. He's built like a running back.
Probably needs to like slim down
Like
a little bit.
those quads and thighs could give Saquon Barkley a run for his money.
I mean, maybe could he be a running back?
They don't need one because Khalil Mullins look awesome, and I'm so
I love
happy
that.
for him.
I love that.
But again, much like at the Senior Bowl, the reason why I bring up the Senior Bowl is because Xavier Restrepo's performance that week was kind of like, where is he?
It was a rude awakening.
Why isn't he getting open?
Yeah.
Why isn't he fast? Why isn't he showing us what he is on tape? Is really weird.
Yeah.
And this week, I'm not the only one who has said this. I know TD has said it. I know Blaine has said it. Don has said it. A lot of people have said it. Is like, you don't notice him. And at this point in training camp, I mean, he's still got time, but he's running. He's really running buried on the depth chart. And he's gonna have to work his way up. I am not saying he cannot do it. I'm not saying anything like that. I'm just saying we're talking got to walk both ways barefoot in the snow kind of journey for him right now.
You just look directly into the camera. Is he watching the show? Do you know?
I don't know.
Man,
You never know who's watching.
you never know who's watching. Yeah, I don't know. I that week at the Senior Bowl was when it dawned on me, and I started going back. I was watching a little more Cam Ward tape, watching a little more of the Miami offense, and you start to realize that a lot of his big plays, he's catching the ball without a defender like within 10 yards of him.
Breaking news.
Oh, do we have the breaking news
Oh,
announcement?
my God.
We don't have any hotkeys in here.
Yeah, no hotkeys in there. Raiders are releasing defensive tackle Christian Wilkins with the designation of terminated vested veteran. His time in Las Vegas is now over.
Whoa.
Due to how Wilkins treated the rehab from his foot injury he suffered last season. The Raiders voided the remaining $35.2 million of guaranteed money left on Wilkins' contract last month, and today Wilkins filed a grievance with the NFLPA. Good luck with that one, Wilkins. That
man.
fucking loser-ass NFLPA.
Damn, dude. That's crazy. Football's back.
Yeah,
Football
football's
is
back.
back.
That is wild.
Titan.
Holy crap. Yeah, he's a Titan. Holy crap. I was not expecting that.
No, I wasn't either. I mean, that's a pretty big domino. to fall.
Well, that's a big blow for the Raiders defense.
Yeah, I mean, and that was a unit that they were going to be counting on to carry this team if it was going to turn anything around this season at all.
Keep vamping.
Keep vamping. I don't have my Christian Wilkins scouting report ready. So I don't know. I can say, I meant to say this at the top of the show. We're going backwards cap today. Because
Whoa, be careful.
What?
You can't go backwards, Cap. I heard that's a sign of immaturity.
Brian Callahan went backwards cap and started talking about the elimination of sins. So
it looks like we're talking about Licky Fotu, JJ Pews.
Oh, Pajuice?
Yeah, Pajuice is
All
a
great
Pajuice.
players. All great players.
I looked it up when I was trying
Tonka
to.
Hemingway.
Tonka Hemingway is a whirling dervish. JJ Pajuice, I'm not as big fan of.
And that's who you got there. Could you trade Jeffrey Simmons?
Oh boy, we're gonna fire this talk up again.
But yeah, so why this is my observation. I mean, you know what I should let you do? You should interview me any questions you have about training camp.
I've got a little segment, as a matter of fact.
Let's go run through
questions for you.
Okay.
We'll call this "Can we get excited about?"
Okay. ...
Chigakonkwo.
I think we can get excited about Chigakonkwo. I would say excited as in, I'm excited to see Thunderbolts, and because you don't really know what it is.
Yeah.
The trailer looks good.
Did we talk about this on Cover 2 last Friday? Did we talk about Chig at all, or were we like at the bar talking about
No, we did
Chig?
it on Blaine and Zach. We did on Cover 2.
Cover 2.
Because remember
also known
we
as Cover 2.
Yeah, Cover 2. 4.2 yards per separation, remember?
That's right. So we were talking about on the air. We don't have to rehash that
Right.
entire conversation, but I do think there are reasons for optimism.
Right.
And I'm curious if any of that is already evident in training camp, that maybe this is. I know we say it every year.
Let me say this.
Maybe this is the year that Chigakonkwo puts it together in
we said it for
September
2 years. He's only been in the league for 3 years, now
Yeah.
4. So here's what you should be happy about with Chig. So Don brought it up yesterday. Me and Blaine talked about it off air,
Mm-hmm.
and we meant to bring it up, was that Chig looks jacked. Like, this whole body composition thing has really made, like, it's hot Titan summer. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, he is just, you can see that he's added so much muscle mass. I don't know if it's from swinging around his samurai swords on his Japanese trip and all that kind of stuff, but that dude looks fucking jacked. And he's been training a lot with Cam Ward. So the chemistry is there. I know he got dinged for missing tight end university, that fucking fraternity fest.
Yeah,
I mean,
like
they had fucking Taylor Swift. Like, I mean, like, give me a fucking break.
Yeah.
And he went in 2023. Maybe he realized, hey, this ain't for me.
Yeah,
This
maybe.
ain't my scene. Because he is kind of a nerd. He may not, that crowd is like, country boy, honky-tonkin', let's throw some bells of hay kind of deal. Like,
Yeah,
I mean, those kind of guys. And so maybe he's just like, this ain't my crowd. Or I didn't get what I wanted out of it. Now, listen, Gunnar Helm went. He had nothing but good things to say. Everybody can get out of something different the same experience.
Mm-hmm.
But he looks like he's kept in shape, because I know that was a big thing. Oh, he took too many trips. He looks to be in shape. He looks to be on the same page with Cam Ward. We've seen and looked at the tape. Even if you look at the tape, you could see the separation coming. Because when I told
He's
Blaine,
a separator.
when I told Blaine he had 4.2 yards per separation, he goes, that tracks.
Yeah. Yeah, it does.
And so again, I liken it to, get excited like you would Thunderbolts. You've been hurt by the MCU before,
Mm-hmm.
but the trailer looks really good.
Mm-hmm.
And you think that it's going to be pretty exciting and
Maybe this is the
different.
one.
And I think this is the one.
Yeah, and another point too, to make it quick on Chig, is like when they can stop having to have him come in line to chip and help block, get him out in space and get the ball to him a little more. I think that's when you're going to see it unlock in terms of productivity.
I don't think I've seen Chig drop a pass.
Because that was a big thing with him early on in his career.
Yeah, I don't think that has happened.
I'm kind of ready to buy in on Chig as a.
If you're in a tight end mandatory league, on fantasy football,
we're on the same wavelength.
And Chig is sitting there I always wait to draft tight ends unless you can get like a Travis Kelce or George Kittle or something like that.
Yeah.
I always wait. And if you can get him in the 14th, 15th round of a 16-round draft, like right before you go kicker defense,
Yeah.
that's what I think you got good value right there.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Can we get excited for Kevin Winston Jr.?
Oh, yeah. Oh,
I
yeah.
mean, his name has been all over Twitter with both practices.
Yeah. I didn't get to watch him yesterday. I wasn't really paying attention to the safeties.
Yeah.
I've heard nothing but good things from people that I respect, and I know that he has that mentality. I know that he has that drive, that work, that everything that you're looking for you want your safeties to be Blaine Bishop.
Yeah.
And I think Kevin Byard's probably different than Blaine Bishop, but still his own thing.
Mm-hmm.
But, like, you want that guy with the dog mentality that is going to prove himself over and over to himself.
Okay.
And he's going to be the film guy. He's going to be the guy that's fearless. And Kevin Winston today just went right up to Josh Wiley, whose job is on the line, by the way.
Who's a big dude.
And a big dude, and just rips the ball right out of there.
I love it. I love it so
and
much.
he came from way in the backfield. It wasn't like he was on Josh Wiley. Josh Wiley catches it.
Yeah.
He just comes swooping in and takes it from him.
It's a guy that I feel like his name
Josh
has
Wiley, no
popped
dog.
up. Well, yeah, to go back to earlier, I don't think he or Traylon Burks are going to be on this team in a month. Kevin Winston Jr. is a name that has popped up from a lot of different people, and that's usually when I start taking notice is like, okay, everybody at training camp is talking about this guy. There's something going on there. When do you think he sees the field? Because they've got a pretty good thing going with Amani Hooker and Xavier Woods. Woods was a guy that Jim Wyatt I saw wrote about a little bit in his column for
He's
today.
looked pretty good.
But Amani Hooker's like the prime of his career, steady, borderline Pro Bowl, all-pro caliber guy. There's really no rush to get Kevin Winston Jr. onto the field. I know they will in like 3 safety packages and stuff like that.
I think that's his path, but if he keeps progressing like this, it's going to be really hard to keep him off the field.
It's good competition, man.
And it's going to be him and Amani Hooker. And if I were the Tennessee Titans, I would go ahead and get an extension done for Amani Hooker. I'm not talking like some huge extension.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But a modest extension, because I would want Amani Hooker and Kevin Winston Jr. as my safety duo for the next 3 or 4 years.
That's horny.
And I think that Kevin Winston Jr., it's going to be, out of all the rookies that actually are fighting for a starting spot, because there's some that already have a starting spot.
Yeah.
I think he's going to make it. He's going to make the coaches have the hardest decision not to start him by week 1.
I love that. That's a good juicy take right there. Can we get excited for Femi Oladejo?
Not yet.
It's still from what it sounds like, it's still very much a marvel at his body and his physique.
Everything you remember seeing on tape, like if I don't have your scouting profile on you, but like that bowling ball that just throws himself at a Tasmanian devil, or basically he's just throwing himself up against a brick wall every time.
Yeah.
Sometimes he's able to move 2 guys, sometimes he's not. He still has a hard time recognizing run. And his run fits from the edge position. He's still looking at it from a linebacker. And there are times where I don't think he knows how to leverage his strength and his speed and his power on the outside of a tackle to go around the tackle. It seems like all he wants to do is go through.
Yeah.
And that's not going to work. I'm not saying I'm not as down on Femi as maybe I was initially.
Yeah.
So maybe that does provide a listener a lot of hope. But everything that I've seen on tape is showing up at camp.
Okay.
And that's not necessarily a good thing.
Yeah.
But it's not necessarily a bad thing either, because he is so raw. But we are trying to rely on Ben Bloom and/or Tracy Rocker and Denard Wilson to develop a pass rusher, where Denard Wilson is much more known for his cornerbacks and defensive backs.
Mm-hmm.
Don't know if Ben Bloom's ever developed one, and Tracy Rocker is kind of like that. He's not the Bill Callahan level of experience and stuff, like successful track record. in terms of pedigree.
Yeah.
But he's a guy that everybody that he's developed
Yeah.
was going to be good anyway.
Yeah.
You could have developed him.
Okay.
So where does the pass rush come from? I don't know. He isn't thinking as much, which is, again, that sounds like a bad thing. That's really a good thing because
Play
I felt
fast.
like a lot of times on tape, you could tell that he was still adjusting his linebacker brain.
Yeah. So to expand upon that a little bit, we've talked about this a little. I don't remember if it was on F Words or Cover 2, but if the principal goal of this defense this offseason was to get bigger and stop the run, are you at a point where you feel like Femi Oladejo can hold up his end of that bargain? Like, can he at least be the edge-setting run defender to start while they expand upon his skill set and develop him into a more robust pass rusher?
He hasn't shown that ability yet.
Okay.
And I would say that yesterday, with it being such a run-heavy day,
Yeah.
they ran a lot away from him,
Which could be telling.
but it could
you
be
don't
they
know
were
in
testing
camp.
someone
Yeah.
on that side,
Mhm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe they're testing Dan Moore.
Yeah.
I don't know. But when they did, it's hard to say really right now with the pass rushers and the defensive line and all that, the impact they can make. Because there's some plays where Femi and Arden Key and Draymond Jones and all these guys are in the backfield so quick because pads aren't on.
Yeah.
So Blaine was saying that in these drills, 7 on or 11 on 11s, they have the defense still has the advantage because they're full speed and there's very little an offensive lineman can latch on to.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
you got the pads and
makes
the
sense.
shoulder pads
Makes
and all that
sense.
kind of stuff. So it's really hard to tell because he's just so full force, run full steam ahead. I would say that he's probably still your best option. But I would say that if your plan is to, which is what this sounds like that they keep saying is, we're going to force a lot of 3rd and 7s and obvious pass rush situations. I don't know how you get to the 3rd and 7 with the makeup of this team right now.
Yeah, I don't either. And maybe that's a larger conversation about manufacturing sacks, scheming sacks. I thought we were going to see a little bit of that last year, and we didn't.
Yeah.
I don't know of ways that they could do it. I think there's a conversation to be had. I know the Jeffrey Simmons talk is popular this week about him slimming up, and they're going to play him at defensive end.
I think we got to be careful about saying slimming up.
Yeah.
Well, no, I think slimming up, toned up, firmed up,
Okay.
maybe better. He looks noticeably more fit. And he talked about he lost 20 pounds, maybe lost a little too much muscle mass, figured that out during the summer break and gained it all back. So, I mean, I think this is you remember when Aaron Donald lifted his shirt up at some point during his career and he had a six-pack?
Yeah.
This is kind of that moment.
Well, that's kind of what I think they're going for. I don't think it's going to be pass rush in the sense like, oh, they're going to line him up wide 9 and pin his ears back and send him after the quarterback. I think there's probably going to be a little more focus, maybe that 3-tech spot like Aaron Donald, lighten up a little bit and maybe rush from that gap. I don't know, like simulated pressure. I don't feel like they were a big defensive back blitzing team.
No, it was
blitzing,
only
but-
we went through that the other day, and they didn't
Yeah.
even get a lot of pressures from there. So.
Yeah, so I don't know, like if you're going to scheme the sacks, okay, that's great, but where is it going to come from?
So it's interesting that they keep bringing up like scheming the sacks and stuff because I guess I was so disappointed in Denard Wilson's defense last year.
Yeah, I think I was too.
And now they've gotten worse. And I guess my problem isn't I love the idea in theory, right?
Mm-hmm.
We're going to stop the run and we're going to put them in 3rd and longs, 3rd and 7+ situations.
Yeah.
Good fucking luck. Because, I mean, that's what happens when they pass on 2nd down.
Well,
Because run pass is not as prevalent, as against some of these teams as you may think. So, like, if they think that's your plan, if you were to look at this team right now, okay, and you were an offensive coordinator, would you even attempt to run the ball? Maybe like here and there. You're attacking through the air because you're going to have time because you don't have a pass rush.
Yeah, that's yeah, you're right. Yeah.
Or you're going to the outside and attacking your edges because I don't know if you got a good run defense even with Draymond Jones on his side.
Yeah.
So, like, again, it comes down to the fact that you know who's going to have to make them scared? The guy that has yet to practice for you, and that's L'Jarius Sneed. You know who's going to have to make them scared? Rookie Kevin Winston. You know who's going to have to make them scared? Amani Hooker, who they do. So he sort of does make them scared, but he's not elite. Like, I mean, there's just nothing on this team that is going to say on this defense that I expect him to be 3rd and 7. Like, it's great in theory.
Yeah.
Love the idea. Love that they have kind of made this in this blob of defenders, right? Outside of Tavondre Sweat, everybody is like really, really in shape. They could play multiple positions.
Mm-hmm. My guess, I'm trying to map this out in my head, is I think they probably do want to utilize Simmons' pass rush ability a little more, which means I think they'll probably maybe ask Tavondre Sweat to do a little more, like step up a little bit and run
Be
defense.
that Vince Wilfork. We never got around talking about Ramon's
yeah, be
comparison.
the Vince Wilfork. I think that's a great idea. You got that big old body, use it. And if he eats up an extra block or two here and there, and you've gotten bigger and more powerful on the edges, you can stop running backs from getting around the corner, because that was an Achilles heel of the defense last year too. You stop them from getting around the corner, then you got a guy like Cody Barton that can kind of fill the open hole. You stop the run, and then you can start saying, well, we're going to send Roger McCreary, maybe we'll send Jarvis Brownlee, Kevin Winston, these safeties. You can start taking some of these other pieces and sending them for pressure. It's my best guess as to how. Like, if I'm sitting down and looking at this personnel, I think that, to me, is probably your best chance at finding success.
I think Jeffrey Simmons looked at his year last year, heard all of us talking about it throughout the season last year.
I said he's the best defensive lineman of all time.
Yeah, but that was very facetious. He didn't believe it. He told me.
I meant it.
But
every fiber of my being.
I think that's why he's been so focused on getting sacks. And I think it's because he wants – I think more than anything, he's doing it to prove all of us wrong, to be honest with you.
Yeah, maybe.
But I think it's going to be – it's like, okay, well, fuck it. I have to do it all myself.
Yeah.
And maybe that's the case, that he does have to do it all himself. I wonder if they're going to start moving him a little bit further out wide on the defensive line.
I wouldn't be surprised.
I wouldn't be surprised if they're going to maybe move him over the worst tackle. Like, one week we may see him over the left tackle, but hey, the right tackle sucks, so let's put him over on the right tackle. Dude, move him left to right.
But I mean, they've got the personnel to do that. I do think that's the strength of the defense. If you think of like a 4-man front that goes from Draymond Jones to Tavondre Sweat to Sebastian Joseph Day to Jeffrey Simmons, that's a pretty good 4-man front still.
Yeah, I think that's what they're looking to do. And I think that's why I think the whole Jihad Ward coming in, he's a versatile piece. Yeah. Obviously, he's played defensive line, defensive tackle. He's played outside linebacker. He's played a bunch of different spots. And the Vikings mainly used him as defensive tackle, but prior stops, he was lined up outside. I think that that's what they're trying to do. You know what? Jihad Ward may have been the guy that decleated Derrick Henry in that Giants game that Traylon Burks got held on, like the first game of that 2022 season. I think that was Jihad Ward.
The Randy Bullock game.
Yeah, I think he came across, and because I remember seeing Derrick Henry fly through the air.
Yeah, yeah.
That may have been him.
We'll have to go back and we'll have to effort that.
Yeah. Let's release that. But I think it was him. And I think that's why Keon Coburn got the boot, not because of his talent or lack of production or anything. I think it's because I don't think he fits what they're looking for.
Yeah.
It feels like they're looking for the more, like, If Isaiah Iton had still been here, I think he would be on this, be talking about as the fourth guy, because I feel like they're looking for the guys that fit the body composition model for the most part. It feels like.
I'd be curious as to why he got cut. I'm smiling because what a stupid press conference question that would be. Why'd you guys cut Isaiah Iton? He'd be really useful right now, don't you think?
But they got Cam Horsley, right?
Yeah,
like so
they've got a couple of young
little
guys.
buzz around him.
Yeah, and I think it's interesting you bring up the versatility, because I do think when we had this conversation trying to sort out our first 53-man roster, was kind of like, well, I don't think they're going to keep both James Lynch and Keandre Coburn. Coburn is a little more established. James Lynch is kind of smaller. I don't think he can be the run stop.
I felt like Coburn would be your Sweat replacement.
Exactly, yeah. But when you think about the versatility aspect of it, I think James Lynch is a more versatile player than Keandre Coburn. So
he was making plays yesterday.
And I mean, I don't know. James Lynch might not even make the team. They might want the youth movement, keep both the young guys.
They may. You never know.
I think that's looking at that. I think that versatility is how they're going to get creative with the number of down linemen they have and kind of plugging holes with the rest of the personnel, the safeties and the linebackers. I mean, you got to think too, is like, I don't want to nerd out too much, but if you look at like the Georgia defense is all the rage in college right now, and you're seeing the Philadelphia Eagles run a little bit of that with all that Georgia personnel. You think about like the three-man fronts they have, where they have two big, powerful edges shaded just inside the tackles, and then they've got a big nose tackle in the middle so that they can stop the run with three defenders, and then they've got all these fast linebackers they can put in space. Well, you think about that situation, and that probably benefits a guy like Arden Key, and then maybe you do get something out of Femi Oladejo, Cody Barton, and then a guy like James Williams, who – might not have the coverage instincts just yet, but we've called him a heat-seeking missile before. You put him in that kind of role, and he can get after the quarterback too. There are ways to do it and get creative. It's just
we didn't see it last year.
We thought we were going to see that last year, and we didn't. So what is the game plan?
So to me, me and Blaine were talking about this, and we were talking about off air. It really, the more I think about it, I don't know if we can take anything schematically from last year and apply it to this year.
Fair enough.
Because I think we're the way that they have approached this offseason in terms of their defensive personnel and their offensive personnel, it's almost an entirely different team in terms of skill sets.
Yeah.
In terms of body composition, in terms of versatility and ability. And it seems like maybe last year, because we kind of talked about it a little bit, but last year felt like it was a run-heavy defensive team trying to be the Bengals way too quick.
Yeah.
And maybe it was a cover 2 zone team that tried to be the Ravens too quick. And maybe this year that's going to be a little different. I'm not saying they're going to have the Ravens defense or the Bengals offense, but I think what you're going to see is that schematically they made personal adjustments because they saw what did and didn't work, but then they adjusted their personnel. And I think that schematically we're going to see a totally different – it's not going to feel totally different because offenses don't feel different when you're watching the game for a casual fan.
Mm-hmm.
But I would say when you start hearing us talk, breaking down the film or breaking down games, we're going to see stuff that we didn't see last year by a high rate.
Yeah.
And that's nothing from training camp. That's just what I'm taking from the words that they have said.
Yes.
And their actions of the personnel.
The personnel additions. Yeah, I absolutely agree. I think that's a great perspective, is to maybe not hold 2024's tape to the standard for 2025.
Don't put the tape on the pedestal.
Don't put the tape on the pedestal.
Because I don't think it's going to matter. It's going to matter, but it's not going to matter in the way that everybody thinks. I think everybody's going to kind of thinking, okay, well, they're going to run the same kind of offense, but they have Cam Ward, so it should run better. I think they're going to run a different version of last year's offense because they have Cam Ward, Alec Manor, Van Jefferson, Tyler Lockett, and Chimere Dike. because they have also Dan Moore and J.C. Latham in the right spot. They have Kevin Zeitler. I say all that because that's all big moves that change everything, and I think it changes what you could do. And I think the same thing for Denard Wilson. Like, looking at Denard Wilson, maybe that is what the Ravens do. We really got to dive into the Ravens and the Eagles, and
I've been trying to get caught up now that I've got the
how many
offense.
3rd and longs there is.
Yeah. I now that I got the offense done, I'm trying to go back through and watch a little Eagles tape because I do think that's probably closer to what this unit's going to resemble in 2025.
I look at it and I go, the defense and offense is going to look it will look a little different, but it should feel different. Mm-hmm. We'll see if that feeling is good or bad.
I'm kind of excited. Something I've been chewing on this week. I'm kind of excited to see how they use James Williams because I think he's got some pass rush potential.
Well, I will say this.
Don't bust my bubble already.
Is that one of your questions, though? Go back to Femi Oladeja just real quick. It's like getting excited for the season 3 of The Wire. You just came off of
The Wire.
Well, that's fine. Most people have.
Okay.
Season 2 was terrible. 2024 was terrible. You don't know what the next season is going to be. Is it going to be more like season 1, or is it are you True Detective?
True Detective.
So it's like True Detective. It's not the Vince Vaughn True Detective, right? Like there you go.
Yeah, fair enough.
But the third one was Steven Dorff and them was really good, pleasantly, surprisingly good.
It was, yeah.
And with Marsha Ali and Steven Dorff, and it wasn't number 1. It wasn't season 1 still, but it was still pretty good. So we don't know what season of True Detective Femi Oladeja is going to be.
Okay, I like that. I like that quite a bit. He's True Detective.
But quick on James Williams.
James Williams.
Here's what I would say. I would say that I don't know if I could say too much, but like if this team truly is living up to what Chad Brinker and Mike Bergonzi said, which is leaning on their young players.
Yeah.
They're really leaning on James Williams.
Oh, man. Let's go.
There you go.
Let's go. Put him in those situations.
I would give you like the next Fast and the Furious movie. I know there's a lot of people that love those movies because they're just an adrenaline rush and they're just a popcorn film, you know, brainless, right? Ridiculous fun. Feel free to be excited about James Williams in that way.
Let's play with this, all right? A 3-man front.
Yeah.
We're going to go Draymond Jones, Tavondre Sweat at the nose, Jeffrey Simmons on the other side. Those are your 3 front.
Sounds pretty good.
Outside linebackers, we're going to go Arden Key.
Yeah.
And we're going to go James Williams on one side. And then we're going to put Cody Barton and Femi in the middle.
That would be pretty wild.
You could have some fun with that.
You could have some fun.
You could have some fun
Maybe
with
that's
that.
what they're scheming up.
I don't know.
What if that all we got this year?
The chat is very stunned you have not watched The Wire.
Yeah, I don't watch a lot of TV. I don't.
He's a film guy. He's too busy watching film for you guys, you ungrateful bastards.
Film, football, and movie film.
Yeah.
I'm a movie guy.
Yeah, he's movies.
TV, it's too much
Even
of a
though
time
you just
commitment.
watched Heat like the other day.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
Well, they had a screening at the Belcourt. It was a very lovely evening. Went to an establishment, had some beers, watched Al Pacino and Robert De Niro, just the machismo oozing out of the screen. You got to. TV shows are too much of a commitment. You got 10 episodes. That's like 10 hours.
Yeah.
And I don't want to get like I can't tell you how many series I've been like, oh, I've got a little bit of free time this week. I'm going to check this out. 2 episodes, never finished it.
Stokely says he'd sacrifice Snead to the sun if it would cool off 10 degrees for a week.
Hey, I hear you, man. It's hard on a big guy right now.
The Wire is or he goes film or movie.
Both.
Both. Okay.
Never watched Breaking Bad either.
But yes, I feel like you get excited.
Way.
I feel like you get Easton's just now watching it. So I feel like you can get excited for James Williams.
Yeah. Well, that's the formation I'm going to pitch. If Denard Wilson is watching tonight, let's draw that up some this season.
Let's do it. All right, what you got?
The last one, Can we get excited for Elikayu Manor?
Absolutely. And listen, I don't know what that really looks like, but I think of the future prospects of Elikayu Manor. To me, he may week 1, right? Week 1 and 2 is going to be Van Jefferson, Tyler Lockett, and Calvin Ridley.
Yeah.
You're not going to put Elikayu Manor in a substantial role, barring injury, out there. Now, will he play like 15 snaps? Maybe.
Yeah.
But you're going to put the veterans out there to help Cam Ward.
I wouldn't be surprised if they waited till week 3 before some of the rookies start getting real
reps is what I'm talking. So like real reps to me is like they're getting like 25 out of 50 offensive snaps. Like they're playing 50% of the offensive snaps.
Okay.
We're talking starting out those first 2 weeks, probably 25 to 35%. Now, that can change, right? Maybe we'll see more. Pads aren't on. But the way that he explodes off the line, this will be the one benefit I will give to being field level, is that you really see them create space.
Man.
And I tried to follow Coach Mack's advice and Blaine's advice, where I would be behind the defense or like angled behind the defense to really see the space.
Yeah.
And the spacing, and Elikayu Manor creates space.
It's an underrated aspect of his game.
We all thought it was kind of wild that he fell to the 4th round.
Yeah.
It's even more wild seeing it in person. And his ladder drill is atrocious. I mean, like that thing, just don't ever make him fucking do one again. It's embarrassing for him.
Yeah.
But when you actually watch him run the routes outside, there's not that lot of wasted movement. And I think he's not afraid to break inside, but he can also break outside. And he's doing it with separation.
Yeah.
And again, I think that's why this offense will look really different, is because he can almost do every kind of route that you need to attack the middle of the field.
So let me ask you this then. Maybe we're getting a little too advanced here, but if Elikayu Manor develops quickly with all of the outside routes that you would typically expect your ex-receiver to run, do you then kind of move Calvin Ridley back inside some?
I think they will. I think versatility is the name of the game. You remember how we were promised like front multiplicity, positional versatility by Mike Vrabel, and we never got it?
Yep.
I think we're actually going to get it.
Okay. Yeah.
I think that what you see with Chimere DK, Elikayu Manor, Van Jefferson, Tyler Lockett, because they even had Tyler Lockett lined up and play in the places you saw him lined up in Seattle. Okay. Yeah, I think I can get away with that.
Nobody's watching.
And Calvin Ridley, they can all be in different places and different things. And you add Chig to the mix on that.
Yeah. That was one thing I sat in this cuck chair and said was people are underselling the versatility of Elikayu Manor. It's there in flashes on the Stanford tape. You just have to watch Stanford tape and kind of glean what you can from moments.
Yeah, I would say that it may not feel – it may be very NWI-esque this year, but we're talking last year's NWI. Okay? So we're not talking year one NWI where he had like 100-something yards and played special teams the whole time.
Yeah, we're talking –
I would be very surprised if he did not have 500 yards by the end of the year if he's fully healthy.
Yeah.
500 yards or more. And probably 5 touchdowns, because I do think that he's going to be able to do something. And then next year, you're talking about a 1,000-yard wide receiver, or maybe just 900 yards. He may just be a different version of Corey Smith.
Yeah.
Corey Davis.
Corey Smith. Gotcha.
Corey Smith. But Corey Davis. But that having a 900-yard receiver is better than what you've had prior years for the most part.
And then you're going to have 3,000-yard receivers because Chimere DK is going to clear it.
I will say they want to use Chimere. They are finding very creative ways to use Chimere DK.
I knew it.
And he may just be your gadget guy this year.
Yeah.
Like, he may just be coming in for some kind of, remember all those that year that they tried Malik Willis on a jet sweep and Chig on a jet sweep and Traylon Burks on a jet sweep, and they all sucked at it?
Yeah.
I would say that Chimere DK is going to be a more successful version of that this year.
I can't wait, man. I do. I'm with you. I think the offense is going to look different. I think they have some speed with these guys to really
like Chimere DK will probably
downfield.
end the year with like 200 yards,
200
not 500.
catches.
What'd you say, Mojo Rojo?
I had a question for y'all about
Okay.
the receiver room.
Okay, what's your question?
I guess it would be opinionated. I don't know how much y'all know, but when it comes to the bubble receivers, I guess you could call them, the ones that are kind of hanging around the roster trying to fight for a spot on the 53, whether it be Burks or Restrepo, whoever, do you think they'll prioritize positional versatility more or special teams ability more?
Ooh,
that is a good
that's
question.
a good question.
I'm trying to think. Okay, I'll put it this way. If they were doing positional versatility, I think there are a couple of wide receivers that fall under both. I think one of them would be Traylon Burks. I think the other one would be Mason Kinsey.
Yeah.
And I think they can do both. I think everybody else falls into one bucket or the other. As I'm not really sold on Jaquan Jackson quite yet. He has improved.
Mm-hmm.
But again, he's not positional versatility. He's really just a slot guy, kind of like Xavier Restrepo is just a slot guy. So it's going to be I think that you're going to have to obviously play special teams. But I would say that there's two guys that have both, and both of those are probably less than ideal candidates that you want. But it is, again, your wide receiver 7.
I'm gonna say they would prioritize special teams because they're gonna need bodies there, and I think they're at least 5 deep right now at receivers that can do just about anything they want them to. I mean, I think when you talk about like alignment versatility, inside outside, I think Ridley, Ayumanner, DK, Jefferson, Lockett are all probably guys that you can align in different spots. When you're talking about like the gadgety stuff, the motions, the jet sweeps, all that stuff, the shifts, I think you've got a guy in DK that they're gonna love to use. I think Ayumanner can be a little sneaky effective in that role as well, but I don't think you want any of those guys playing special teams except for DK, who's returning. So I think if it got to that point, I think they would want the guy with special teams if it even came down to keeping a receiver.
That's a good question, though.
That is a really good question.
Good question from Mojo Rojo.
Somebody should ask that at a press conference.
Maybe we will. I'm backed up on questions because there's too many questions about Lorenzo Carter and Traylon Burks and all that stuff.
If they could win the Super Bowl tomorrow.
Oh, yeah. Hey, could you win the Super Bowl tomorrow? Any other questions about training camp?
I've got a lot. I got a lot of notes.
Well, let's try to rapid fire them real quick.
Okay. Well, we already
We're
talked
so good
about
at rapid fire, but let's actually try
Can we
it.
build a Kevin Winston Jr. statue already?
Yes, go ahead.
Yes. Okay, here's one. Easton said on cover 2 today that the practice has been a lot of working on like timing routes underneath stuff and like run game stuff. Is that what does that say to you?
Well, do you want my honest answer? Because to me, it just says they don't give a shit about their fans at all.
I feel like it's,
they don't care about the enjoyment of practice for all of us watching in the heat.
Yeah. Something that you and I have talked about, might have been at the bar pounding beers, but these are the things that are going to unlock the explosive plays. So it kind of feels like to me this is nothing more than these are the foundational concepts.
Yeah.
So let's get these right, and then we'll start building upon that.
And I get it, but also, what was OTA for? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
well, to talk a little bit, like to go back to our interview with Jackson Slater, I know that's just the offensive line, but he was kind of talking about like, a lot of technique work so far. So maybe that was a team-wide thing where
maybe
they're kind of
it just feels like then
technique.
you're behind everybody else. Like, it feels like the learning curve is behind everybody else.
And
maybe they're saving it all for Saturday, right? I mean, Saturday they're going to be at the stadium. It's going to be a
50-yard bombs.
That'd be awesome. Maybe that's what it is. But I do think, this is what they're choosing to work on. It's just not sexy, but it plays into that efficiency part that we know that still lingers with Brian Callahan.
Yeah.
You got to learn to walk before you can run.
I do think it's still a young team too. So I don't know. That's my best guess on that one. Cody Barton seems to continue to impress. Had another interception today.
Yep.
Loved his quote about getting with Cam Ward after practice to kind of ask him, hey, what did you see on that play? And Cody exchanging information. Well, here's what I saw on that play. And that intra-unit kind of discussion.
Doesn't feel like it may have happened. We've just never heard
about it. Yeah, but it seems like, oh man, these guys are wired similarly, and that is the mindset that you want your team to take on, is that constant seeking of information. How did you know this?
And someone had asked, did Cody Barton cheat on the interception? No, he just recognized the play. And props to him for recognizing the play. If you recognize the play, you go make that interception, even if it's in training camp. Yeah. Cam Ward needs to learn why the interception happened or learn not to make that throw.
Yeah.
I'm all for it, and I'm all for Cody Barton. He seems to be a steal so far.
Yeah.
I'll be glad to eat my hat on that one for sure.
What about Jim Wyatt wrote that Tyjae Spears is looking a lot faster so far in
yes.
camp.
Oh, my gosh. Yesterday, that was something me and TD were talking about on the sidelines. Wow. He gets right to that hole, and he's downfield, 30 yards downfield.
So we've heard Brian Callahan talk this offseason so far about wanting to kind of balance the work share between he and Tony Pollard so far, or some this season. I feel like Tyjae Spears is kind of a guy that we're sleeping on. If he's looking faster, there's already an untapped potential there with him. He's a guy that, to me, you could probably use similarly to how we just described Chimere Dike.
He's a guy when you did your explosive plays, only 8 explosive runs.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That can change when he's healthy.
Yeah, and
that's the talent has always the talent's always been there.
Yeah,
it's the health that's been the issue, and I think last year to start the year, kind of like with the NWI and Traylon Burks, they didn't know what they had, and that is an indictment of the coaching staff for not knowing the pieces that you have. But it really felt like they didn't know how they wanted to utilize the running backs at all, because they were talking about 50-50, this and that, and it was like Tony Pollard. Well, here's Tyjae Spears, then Tony Pollard. It just never felt like that true split, and they kept talking about they wanted to do it.
Yeah.
And then when the games they did do it, it worked.
It did.
The games that they didn't do it, obviously it didn't work. And then there were games where he's injured and missing games. So just comes down to, really, to me, I think this year for Tyjae Spears to actually stay healthy, because he looks like one of the fastest people on the field.
Yeah, I think that's sick. I think he's another guy that, if he stays healthy, could be a potential breakout candidate for 2025. The last thing that I want to talk about in my notes, how do you feel about former Hula Bowl standout Storm Duck as a starting cornerback for the Miami Dolphins this season?
Well, that sounds like they're in dire trouble, worse than the Tennessee Titans.
Watch the Hula Bowl.
Yeah.
Scout the Hula Bowl. You never know who's going to be starting corner in the for the Miami Dolphins.
Well, tell us a couple of people that you watched in the Hula Bowl this year.
Oh, you son of a bitch.
You brought it up. I tossed it right back to you.
Yeah, the fucking Hula Bowl, man. I don't know if it's going to happen next year. Apparently there's something going on. I don't know. We're a tropical bowl household now.
Yeah, are you?
Yeah.
There you go.
College Gridiron Showcase.
You'll have to find your Storm Duck there in the tropical bowl now.
My Jack Plummer. Hey, I did find Tyrone Tracy at the Hula Bowl.
That is true. And hey, I drafted Tyrone Tracy in a lot of fantasy leagues last year.
Paid off.
It paid off.
Good player.
He is a very good player. All right, Mojo Rojo, grade the show.
I will grade it a B+.
All right, B+.
Drew Jackson's moans in the background that you just heard.
I heard that.
We heard them.
Also, good job. Okay, no, you know what? Y'all get an A- for keeping your composure with what was going on at the window here.
I don't know if Stoney has good peripheral vision or not, but I saw it.
It looked like from the stream that Stoney was trying his hardest to hold it together, but I couldn't tell.
Yeah, no, that's a fair assessment, Mojo Rojo. saw something going on, and I thought, I know better. I'm a seasoned professional.
Yeah.
Unlike what Bert told me in my dream.
Oh,
I'm a
I lost
seasoned
it today,
professional.
though.
You did?
Just real quick. We take this call in at the very last. This is what I was trying to tell you before the show when I asked you if you watched the show.
Oh, yeah.
And so at the very end, we take this call with 2 minutes left. And I go, all right, let's go to the phones. Let's go to Tubi, who wants to talk about Alabama.
Yeah.
Tubi, you're on with Blaine and Zach. He goes, well, it's Toby. And then he goes on this long anti-Alabama rant that made no sense. And I'm like, well, you're being called Tubi. But I start losing it because it says Tooby on the screen. And then Jackson starts laughing.
The number or the O key skipped. It wasn't my fault.
But I see Jackson laughing. And I just I'm losing it on the show. All I hear is something about Kalen DeBoer's lost the locker room.
He's lost the team.
But all I'm thinking about is this guy's fucking named Tubi talking about Kalen DeBoer.
Tubi. I just pictured Tubi like Cam Ward documentary.
Yeah.
Tubi.
To be continued.
Oh, to be continued.
Just like this show. This is Football and Other F Words, and you've just been effed.